to practice today. So this is the fifth class in this series, and I was just looking through sort of what we had done, just to remind you of the flow of what we're doing. And that's the first session was a gentle restoration practice, which I had done as a recording actually, because so many people couldn't be here live. So that was a practice of really just letting the body rest, being very gentle, and using movement as an invitation to create awareness in the body. And then the second practice was more about activating. That's the one where we sort of did the crazy exploding breath with the lion's face and sticking out the tongue and all of these crazy things. And then we did a practice that focused sort of on the two ends of the spine, so neck and pelvis, and how they're related and how we touch upon them. And then last week was more of a low back therapy sort of session, inspired by a practice I did with Gary many, many years ago. So, okay, Lotta, I see a message. I'll see it at the end. Okay. Yeah, so today I wanted to just begin with some breathing to sort of tune in. And this is inspired by what's happening in my own week. It's been sort of a week where the rhythm is a bit different than normally is for Angela and I. It's the last week of our kids being in school. Schedule's a bit different, doing COVID tests this morning and things like that. So, and also working with Lotta on updating web design and creating new projects. So everything's a little bit, the energy's a bit different. So one of the ways I move into a practice when my energy's all up here, the head's all up here, is first making the breath a little deeper. So as always, we'll make this transition into practice where we just stop where we are, as if we're coming into the doorway of practice and pausing. And you can bring the body to just a still position. One technique that supports sometimes is this touching of the palms of the hands together. There's a lot of nerve endings here in the hands, and activating those nerve endings can help to bring our attention a little more to a point in the body. So just noticing how the system is. Reminding yourself that this practice is more than just about you in this moment. It is a way to remember that we are connected with all things on this planet. Feeling the weather, hearing the sounds of birds and nature, relating to the people in our lives. Om Sahana Bhavatu, Sahana Punaktu, Sahaviryan Karavavahai, Tejasvina Vati Tamastu, Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And then we're going to take about 12 breaths, a technique called Nadi Shodhana. You can't, I'll explain it to you if you haven't done this before. So we take the right hand, the ring finger and the thumb we're going to use. So it's a mudra that looks something like this. But we're going to put the nose in between the thumb and the ring finger. We're going to close the right side, inhale through the left side, and then we're going to switch, open the right side, exhale through the right side. Stay on the right side, inhale, switch sides, exhale left. So that's the pattern. Inhale left, exhale right, inhale right, exhale left. We're just going to do that about 10 more times at your own pace. Let the breath slowly and gradually become a little more deeper. Relaxing the shoulders as much as you can. Letting the jaw relax, face relax. Eventually, if you haven't already, you'll find a comfortable deep inhale and a comfortable long exhale. And at your own pace, whenever you complete something around 12 breaths, just release the mudra and pause for a moment. This particular technique in pranayama I find to be very useful to see how my body's feeling. It was a practice I used for a long time, doing it 3 times a day, feeling the changes throughout the day in my breath, so that as I sit with this practice, I become familiar with how it feels when I'm having high energy, low energy, or just on the verge of getting sick. And it takes a bit of attention. So all of the projects floating around in my head, it helps the mind let go just a little bit more so that it's easier to focus on what comes next. So from here, we'll start standing. It's the end of the day. Good. So just take a moment, feel the feet come into contact with the floor. Notice feet, ankles, knees, hips. Just notice your posture. If there's any place that you feel your body's holding a little bit rigidly, or if the body feels pretty loose, you can even just shake a little bit, just sort of feel the body. And let's just open up one side. So notice left and right side. If one side feels more stiff than the other side, let's begin with that side. So whatever hand you're not using now, we'll just let it rest here against the body or rest against the hip. And just inhale, open. Exhale, lower. Lift, inhale. And exhale. Like we did last week, you can begin to integrate a little bit of head movement, arching the neck. Exhale, extending the neck along the axis. After a few rounds, let's change sides. So other side lifts. Exhale down. Again, raising and lowering the chin. Jaw is relaxed. Maybe even a little smile on the lips. Just one more time. And then both hands. And just to switch it up a little bit, the next time, bring the hands forward and up. Exhale down. And this time, exhale to the side and up. Forward down. So just checking in a little bit, forward up. With the upper back and shoulders, noticing how they're working together in these simple movements. Remember, as we lift the arms, it's the large muscles in the back, supported by the smaller muscles and ligaments in the shoulder joint. And then pause a moment. One more simple movement in this same idea. Inhale, opening, shoulders back, 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 shoulder blades together. Exhale, push the hands forward, forward, let the head drop, elbows touching. And inhale. Exhale, let the upper back round, elbows touch, head down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Let the arms come down and pause. And then we're going to take the hands in front. We're going to keep the arms straight here and just shift one hand forward. Both arms are straight. The shifting is coming from the shoulder joint. And then switch arms. One arm forward. And just notice the mobility that you have. So what's the range of motion? You can do this a little bit downward, the same idea, just touching a little bit different part, the neck and shoulder girdle. or even a little bit higher. So a few breaths here, just playing. And if it feels good, you can even stay on one side a little bit longer, maybe even turning the head. Good. And then when you feel like you've had enough, just relax the arms and shake them out for a moment. Good. Okay, so we'll do a nice simple standing twist to sort of, again, bring a little bit of awareness to this part of the body. So this is one, we'll start first with the hands low. And we're going to stay on one foot, twisting, and let the other heel raise off the floor. So looking at the fingertips, the body's twisting, extended, following the fingertips with your eyes back to the body, switching to the other side. So you're doing this inhale, twisting, exhale to the center. Good. And since I've done this so many times with Mirka, I can hear the metta meditation she often sings with this. So we're going to come up a little bit higher. So now the arms are as high as the shoulder joints. Following again with your eyes. The following with the eyes is important because that creates an impact on the neck, shoulders. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be happy. A little bit of Mirka coming in here. We do this one with that mantra quite often in Italy, in Assisi. So Angela, you'll be standing outside in the olive trees of Assisi, doing something like this, most likely. Okay. And then changing it up just a little bit more, this time the hand up higher towards the sky, watching again with the neck. So the movement may be a little different here, with an awareness behind the shoulders, upper back tension, neck tension might say hello in this movement. And if you find a position that's quite interesting, just stay a little bit longer. But if you stay in the position, stay and breathe. And then if you like, just a couple more times, if it felt good with the hand low, then do a few more rounds with the hand low or high or in the middle. One way to visualize is blessing the earth, blessing the trees, and blessing the skies. And then whenever you complete, just pause. So mantra, visualization, or just being aware of the anatomy, just 3 different focus points. Notice which of these points resonates with you in this moment. So this is the foundation of mindfulness that we talked about. Recognizing what works for you because you feel it in your heart, and then using that to anchor the attention of the mind. And then from here, simply just touch the floor, so arms wide. Spread the arms like wings as you come down. Bend the knees, let the belly come against the legs, the neck be long. Inhale, nice and wide, gauging the back. And exhale down. Moving at your own pace, your own rhythm. Remembering that as you come up, push the feet towards the floor as you lift the upper body. Helping to engage a little bit more pelvic floor, legs and feet. And then if this posture, Uttanasana, feels nice, stay here for a few breaths in the down position, or hands or elbows on the knee to keep the head a little elevated. And just breathe here. Some people like holding the elbows in this position, creates a little more sense of traction, pulling the upper body forward towards the floor. Otherwise, keeping the hands on the floor is great. Holding the legs or the feet, also lovely. Inhale all the way up. Exhale. Pause a moment. I should just do one more position with the feet close together. So just a little bit of side lengthening, simple side stretch. So we won't do with the legs apart today, we'll do with the legs together. And just keep one hand on the hip or on the side. Inhale the other arm. Keep the feet in balance and just lean over as much as you comfortably can without straining too much. And inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. If you really want to work the core, you can make a sound as you go down. And then you'll notice your diaphragm activating. You can feel the mobility stop as you go down with sound. If you go down too deep, oh, you can't quite get it. Good. Stay here in this side position. If you need support here, keep the hand so that you're not overworking. Otherwise, you can just touch the side. Then you're going to work a bit more the core muscles. Feet in balance. And then as you feel ready, come up. Going to change the arms down to the other side. Nice and slowly. especially as we get older. I'm finding just moving into these positions at the beginning of practice a little more mindfully. Because sometimes it's not the big movements we do that cause trouble, it's things like sleeping, sneezing at the wrong time. So just taking care of the back of the spine. So if we've had a very symmetric day, like sitting in front of a computer, then these asymmetric movements might trigger some tension. So just be gentle. Staying here eventually a few breaths. Both feet in balance. Breathing smoothly. And when you feel like you've completed, just come up and pause. And now we'll step the feet apart. And so first we're just going to come forward and down. So you can come down with hands to the knees or hands to the floors or blocks or books or anything that feels more comfortable to you. But just let the neck be long, the head hanging. If your mobility, if you have a large range of motion, then you can bring the head towards the floor. Otherwise, just letting the spine flex forward. Knees bend as much as you need to. And breathing. And then we're going to do a sort of halfway up movement. So we're going to inhale, lift the chest, and see if you can feel the spine engage. So it's not rounded anymore. It's lifting the chest forward. So you might have to bend the knees a bit more. That's fine. And then exhale, round the back. Inhale, engage the back muscles. Exhale. So when you exhale, you might be able to straighten the legs a little more. Inhale, you might need to bend the knees a bit more. So that's going to be the basis of our twist, that little up, lifting the chest, and exhale down. So from here, we'll take one hand in the center, sort of under the head. We'll inhale, lift and engage the back. Stay here, exhale. And then take the other hand that's not in the center. Inhale, lift it up towards the ceiling or wall. So you're twisting. And then exhale, bring that hand down. We're going to stay on this side. Let the back round here. Inhale, lift the chest, engage the back. Stay here, exhale. Inhale, lift the arm, twisting in the same direction. Exhale, bring the hand back down. Let the back round, the head come down. Inhale, lift the chest, engage the back. Exhale, stay here. Inhale, open, twisting. Exhale, come down with the hand and head. Let the back round. Last time, inhale, lift the chest. Stay here, exhale. This time we'll stay in the twist for a few breaths. So inhale, twisting. You can keep the head in whatever position you like, or as you exhale, you can look down towards the hand. Inhale, look up towards the other hand. Make sure you can see the hand above you. Exhale, down. And remember, the twisting comes from the spine, and the shoulders just follow. So the space between the shoulder blades should be relatively relaxed and open, not super contracted. After a few breaths, come down, both hands. And then we'll bring the hands to the knees. We're going to come up and take a little pause between both sides. After a breath or two in this halfway position, just come up to standing. Noticing the two sides of the body. And then when you're ready, we'll exhale down. We'll take the other hand now on the floor in the center, and we'll do the other side. So we'll inhale, lift the chest, engage the back. Shoulder blades together, stay here, exhale. Inhale, twisting now in the other direction. Exhale, come down, both hands now to the floor, let the head drop, the back round. Inhale, lift the chest, both hands stay on the floor, exhale. Now inhale, open the arms, twisting. Exhale down, all the way down, both hands on the floor. Inhale, lift the chest, shoulder blades together, exhale. Inhale, twisting. Exhale down. One more time, inhale. Stay here, exhale, back contracted. Inhale, twisting. Exhale, down. This time we'll stay a few breaths. Inhale. Stay here, exhale. Inhale, lift the hands up. And stay. You can keep the head static, or you can exhale, look down. Inhale up. Exhale down. And then come all the way back up to standing and pause. Then let's move towards the floor then. Okay. So just a little transition, symmetric forward fold here, and a little Chakravakasana. So hands and knees. Exhaling, hips towards the heels, head down, elbows to the floor, shoulders relaxed. Inhale, come up. Maybe today we take the hands a little more forward than we normally do. And as you exhale, drop the head, bend the elbows, and then bring the hips back towards the heels. This may create a little bit more lengthening in the upper back and shoulders. Shoulder blades together as we come up. Exhale, drop the head, drop the elbows, and then move the body back. And then if you like, you can pause for a moment in childlike posture. And then come back to the hands and knees. Just a simple adaptation. So one knee comes a little forward. And then exhale, move back. Stay here for a breath or two, just noticing how it feels in the hip, the back, maybe the shoulders. After a few breaths, we come up, we change sides. So whatever knee was forward now is back. And exhale, move back. Stay here for a breath or two. all the way up. And then take one arm and drop the elbow to the floor. Take the other hand across and just let the hips move a little bit back towards the feet. Maybe opening up a bit of space sort of under the arm, the side of the rib cage, maybe even feeling to the pelvis. Stay there a moment, and then when you feel ready, do the second side. I'm gonna make sure. Good. Okay. So the second side, same idea, elbow down, arm across, and then just use the body weight to create a bit of traction in that shoulder, that side of the body. And then one more time. And then now take one arm, bring it through so the shoulder comes to the floor. In a twisting movement, as far or as not far as your body would like to go. You can use this upper arm to sort of create some leverage, helping to twist a little bit, but don't muscle it through, just support the twisting. Be gentle with the neck, the shoulders, breathing here. And then when you're ready from here, we'll switch to the second side, other shoulder down. So moving through this at the pace that works for you. Out of the posture. And here, one more time, we can go on the hands and knees. If the wrists are a little bit sensitive, holding too much weight on the hands, then just come down to the forearms. Either way is fine. Shoulders over the elbows if the forearms are down, or the shoulders somewhat over the hands. And first, just stretch out one leg, keep the ball of the foot on the floor. Keep the neck nice and high, so don't let the head drop down towards the floor. Keeping the extension of the neck in alignment with the extension of the spine. Lifting this one foot up. Feeling the shoulders work. Feeling the core. The buttocks, the back side of the body, holding the leg. After a few breaths, come down and extend the other leg when you're ready. And then lifting. All right, and then we'll do a version of both legs, and what that means is just straighten one leg, straighten the other leg. Not lifting the hips too high or letting them sink too low. Stay here a few breaths. If your upper body and core feels strong, you can even lift one leg. Hold that for a few breaths. Take a break at any time. Pause or just rest. If you're doing one leg, make sure you do the other. And then when you're ready, come all the way down to the belly and rest a moment. Head in whatever position you like. And maybe today, if it feels good, we can take the hands to the floor, palms of the hands to the floor, somewhere near the lower part of the ribs. So the elbows are pointed up towards the ceiling. And then first, just inhale, lift the head and chest. The hands are like a gecko, sort of stuck to the floor, pulling back just a little bit. So help engage a little bit the muscles between the shoulder blades. And as you exhale, release the shoulders, let the elbows fall a little bit to the side. Inhale, sternum forward, head and chest away from the floor, hands engaged, pulling back. Exhale down. Back relaxed, elbows spread. Inhale up. This time as you come down, exhale halfway down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale all the way down. Let the back rest, shoulders apart. Inhale, shoulder blades together, hands pressing back, chest lifted, head lifted. Exhale halfway down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale all the way down and rest. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale all the way up. Exhale halfway down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale all the way down. Back relaxed. Last one. Inhale all the way up. Exhale halfway down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale all the way down. Release the arms. Head comes to whatever position feels comfortable, and pause. If there's a strong tightness in the back and you need to come into child's pose to help counter the tension, feel free. Otherwise, you can lie on your stomach and feel the back. Maybe bend the knees and let the feet move side to side just a little bit, helping release the low back. And then wherever you are, just roll over onto your back. So first, just bring the knees in towards your body. Inhale and exhale. Maybe even rocking a bit side to side if that feels nice. And then we'll stretch out on the floor for a moment. Keep one leg down, bring the other knee towards you. We're going to inhale here, extend the foot up towards the ceiling, flex the foot, and exhale down. If this is difficult for your back with the leg extended on the floor, then just bend that knee and support. So notice what feels better for you with the foot knee bent or the leg straight. Good. Now we'll inhale, stay here for a few breaths with the leg extended as far as you comfortably can. If you like, you can point and flex the foot a little bit or make circles with the foot just to feel the ankle, the low leg. And then from here, we're going to move into a twisting movement. So take the arms out wide and exhale, bring that foot towards the floor on the other side. So you're twisting. And then inhale, slowly bring that leg all the way up. If it's too strong with the straight leg, just bend the leg and do the same movement. So continue doing that a few more times. And then eventually stay in the twisted position, just breathing. And whenever you feel ready to release the posture, just come out. Both legs straight on the floor. And then when you're ready, we'll do the other side. So now the other leg comes up first a few times, just up and down. So inhale up, exhale down, extend the leg up and down, flex the foot and release it. And then eventually you're going to hold that foot up, extended leg, either keeping the foot where it is, or you can point and flex, waking up the ankle. And from here, we'll come into a twisting sort of position. So arms out wide, exhale, foot comes down. Inhale up and twisting. Leg can be straight or can be bent. And again, after a few times, moving the leg up and down. Just stay in the position. breathing. Make sure the shoulder feels comfortable. When you feel ready, release the position, pause a moment. And then we'll roll onto one side and then come up to sitting. And let's do Janu Shirshasana, so head to knee posture. So we turn the knee out, bring the sole of the foot against the inner thigh. And depending on how you feel, if the energy's a little low or you're feeling like the back has worked enough, just keep the hands on the floor and come towards the leg. Knee can be bent or can be straight. If you want to mobilize and activate the upper back shoulders a little bit more, you can inhale, sweep the arms, and exhale, sweep the arms, like we did when we were standing. You can even sweep the arms behind the back. It activates the shoulders a little differently. So coming down and back up. And eventually just stay in the posture, breathing. You can hold on to the foot or leg. You keep the hands behind the back if that feels nice. And then we're going to take the arms forward if they're not already. And whatever leg is forward, so in my case, it's the left leg, I'm going to take the left hand and put it on top of the foot. So it's holding the ball of the foot. So if that's not possible with the leg straight, same thing with the knee bend. Okay. And what we're going to do is lift the chest up so the arm extends. And then we're going to inhale, open, twisting the other hand away from you. And at the same time, the ball of the foot is pushing forward like you're pushing on the gas pedal and looking towards the hand behind you. Then inhale, come forward. Exhale, head back down. Inhale, up again. Exhale, open, 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 open. Pushing the ball of the foot away from you as the fingertips move behind you. Inhale, forward. Exhale, down. One more time. Inhale, up. Exhale, open. Ball of the foot, pulling that hand away from the shoulder. Other hand reaching behind you. Inhale, up. Exhale, come back into this posture, Janu Shirshasana. Pause a moment here, breathing. And then come up. Feel both sides for a moment. And then we'll switch sides. So just about 4 times up and down, and we'll stay a few breaths. So whatever version of the hand movement you'd like to do, feel free. I'm going to sweep my hands up and back, head towards the knee. Inhale up and down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. After a few rounds, just stay in the posture, breathing. And then we'll bring both hands forward again. Take one hand on top of the ball of the foot. So whatever arms forward, whatever leg is forward, that same hand is forward on the foot. Inhale, we'll look up. Exhale, we'll open behind us and pushing the ball of the foot away at the same time. Inhale, we'll come forward, and exhale, the head will come down. Inhale, lift the head and chest. Exhale, push the ball of the foot as you open behind you. Inhale, forward. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, push the ball of the foot away. Extend the hand behind you. Looking at that backhand. Inhale, forward. Exhale, down. One more time. Inhale, up. Exhale, extend back. Inhale, forward. And pause for a moment. Slowly come back to sitting. And let's maybe take the legs a little bit further apart and just moving forward. So however far forward you can comfortably come, just come forward with your legs apart. If you can easily come forward, make sure the knees are facing up, the toes are facing up as you bring yourself closer to the floor. This helps control a bit the pelvis. And then one more sitting posture will come with the legs crossed in some way or another. I'm going to take one foot up. If you can do half lotus, you can do half lotus here. Otherwise, just cross the legs. And we'll bring the hand to the knee, the other hand somewhere behind us, supporting the twist. Take a nice deep breath in, lift the spine nice and high, and exhale, twisting. Stay there for a breath or two. Actually, let's stay there for maybe 6 to 8 breaths. You can be looking backward or forward. Relaxing the chin, just breathing deeply. And then eventually we'll untwist, come to the center for a moment and pause. Just feel both sides. And then we're going to twist the other way. So whatever way your legs are crossed, see if you can cross them in the other way. So usually one leg is either up or more forward. So we'll reverse the position of the legs. Hand on the other knee, other hand behind you. Deep inhale, sit up nice and straight, and then exhale, move into the twist. When you feel like you've completed the second side, again, just untwist. Pause in the middle for a moment. And then we'll come back to the floor. Just a couple simple transition poses before we rest. So we'll do a little bit of Dvipada Pitam. So the little bridge. This time we'll use the arms as well. So inhale, sweep the arms to the side and up as you lift. Exhale, slowly bring the spine back down, sweep the arms back to the hips. Inhale, sweep the arms. And as you exhale, if you like, you can turn the head to one side if that feels good for the neck. Inhale, head to the center, arms sweeping, body lifting. Exhale, come down. If you're turning the head, switch sides, turn to the other side. And then we'll lie down again. Before we rest, we're going to do just a couple more little simple lying down postures here. So imagine you're lying and there's a straight line through the center of the body. So you'll take the right foot and move it a little bit over to the right. And then take the left foot and bring it next to the right foot. And don't go too far. You want to have both sides of your hips towards the floor, so both butt cheeks on the floor. So just coming to as far to the right as you can while still keeping this left hip down. And then you'll take the left arm and sweep it up so the arm is somewhere near the head. So you're like making a sideways bow here. So the left shoulder blade is on the floor, the left hip on the floor. And just staying here, breathing. If you need to make any adjustments with the shoulders, with the neck, feel free to do it. We just want to lengthen this whole left side from the shoulder to the foot. A very relaxed side stretch. And then after a few breaths, release and come back to that center line. Pause a moment.
And then we'll take the left foot over to the left side, the right foot next to it, as far as you can comfortably go, while keeping the right hip on the floor. Right arm sweeps up next to the head on the right side. Right shoulder blade stays on the floor. Right side of the body stays down. Just breathing. And then release, back to the center line. And then from here, maybe a little Apanasana, hands on the knees, or hugging the knees in towards the body. And just notice if you need any other gentle movements before we come to a resting position. And then whenever you're ready, just find a way to comfortably rest using any blankets or pillows. And then take a moment just to feel the impact of the movements we've done in the past hour or so. Notice particularly how you feel around the rib cage, shoulders, upper back. Continue resting.
Om Shantirantayakshagam Shanti Prithvi Shantirapam Shantiroshataya Shanti Vanaspataya Shanti Vishvedeva Shanti Brahma Shanti Sarvagam Shanti Shanti Evam Shanti Satma Shanti Redhi Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So come back to your body and breath, and slowly in your own way, come back to sitting. And just sit for a moment and notice what you feel. And this idea of mindfulness, this word used to describe a method of conditioning your attention. And this method requires some sort of anchor, because the practice of mindfulness is a practice of beginning again, because it's not a typical human behavior to stay very present in the moment. The mind goes and comes and goes and comes. And it is in the act of conditioning the mind to behave differently that becomes the practice of what we call mindfulness. And in this tradition, the way I practice and was taught, it's not a hard practice. It's not a judgmental practice. It's more like training a puppy. With my dog, we go for walks off the leash, and his instincts are the instincts of a hunter. That's what the mixes of his breeds were made to do. So now the mindfulness training is when his body is awoken by the instincts of the hunter, we condition him to do something different than chase the prey. The instincts are still there, but the conditioning is the behavior in response to those instincts. And like our mind is a problem solver. We're always looking for problems and looking for solutions. We have a thought, we go in this way, and this is what we need to do in the world. But when we practice, we're inviting our mind to respond differently to our thoughts. And our thoughts come and tell us to go this way. but we condition the mind during practice to say, stop. What is happening now? And then the mind goes. So beginning again. When we move and breathe, the movement and the breath, the sensations in the body bring our attention back to what we're doing. The movement prepares the breath prepares the mind, and the mind becomes more able and willing to sit still and be in a quiet space. To sit for a moment with no goal, no thought, no plan, and to fully be this moment. And the idea of this practice is with time, as we recondition our mind, we uncondition everything we've been taught to believe about ourselves. And who we really are becomes a bit more clear. So as we move into a pause in the live classes until October, reflect here and there and notice what anchors you into this moment. And use that as your medicine. Palms touching again just for a moment. May any peace you find here be a peace for all beings. Lokaha samastaha sukhino bhavantu. Thank you.